fakes the give and keeps it. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews there to make the grab. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Justin Tucker for the extra point. And the Ravens lead at 7-0.
Makes the score Ravens 7, Bears 0. Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 21. The former Gamecock here. This is Mike Davis. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. Now Trubisky to throw. That runs. Pressure comes, and Trubisky goes down. Patrick Owasor leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6.
18.
To try again after the sack. Trubisky, he's going to look deep down the field. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
18.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. The start of this game shaping up nicely on that visiting sideline.
Yeah, how about that? You get your points on the opening drive. Then you get a big sack there on 3rd down, and you make the home crowd go, shh.
There is a hush indeed. Oh, a big decision here early. Look at this. They're going to go for it on their own side of the field. Here's Trubisky to throw. He sets to fire deep. And that will fall incomplete. Oh, they took a shot there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. This is Ingram on 1st and 10. Now a flag comes in from the umpire after a gain of about 4. And this looks like it's going to be holding. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. They run from the pistol with Ingram. And he'll snag about 5 yards down in the 32. So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. Jackson now, and that's going to be incomplete. Getting a hand in there and knocking it away, Eddie Jackson. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all, and you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. And he will score. Touchdown, Chicago. And that's a linebacker showing he can move pretty good with a football in his hand.
That's not just a short shuttle now. He took it and went a pretty good distance, didn't he? Did you get the 40 time on that?
I didn't, but he got 6 points out of it. I know that in a great play for that defensive unit. Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. On 1st down, Ingram, space to maneuver at the 40. A big effort that time out of Ingram. 59 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. This is Ingram. And he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage with a penalty flag down. This might push him back further.
We got this.
So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot, but they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
Now it's Jackson. They go screen. This is Ingram. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. To throw is Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And he slides to avoid the hit. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
Well, he's proven real effective running the football. No one open, don't force it. Just get what you can, and that's what he's done very well in this game.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Throwing is Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
On 2nd and 11 now, Trubisky. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down. Looking to throw Trubisky on 1st down. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. Well, we got a second. Let's look ahead to Week 7 and what's on the slate. Things start out Thursday night. Kansas City at Denver, divisional battle.
Suddenly an interesting game. Kansas City having lost their last 2, and Denver now playing defense as we expected. But how about the NFL 100 game of the week? Oakland at Green Bay, a rematch of Super Bowl II.
Also have New Orleans at Chicago and Philly visiting Dallas on Sunday night.
That is a huge one in the NFC East.
Yeah, both teams 3-3. The winner will have the lead in that division. Open man, Taylor Gabriel. And they stop him up short of the 1st down as they get him at about the 43. Here we go on fourth down with Trubisky. Looking deep for Gabriel. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Taylor Gabriel, 57 yards. And the Bears have retaken the lead. Now Trubisky will lead the Bears up to go for 2.
We got 4.
Looking to throw again, Trubisky. And this will be caught as they convert here for 2. So they elect to pass there on the 2-point try. Sometimes can prove risky. There it worked out.
Yeah, and I love how you bring up that it can prove risky, because if you get it intercepted and they return it, that's 2 points for the defense, but not on that play.
Fielded about a yard deep. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more?
And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Leonard Floyd, the old Georgia Bulldog, finding his way into the backfield. The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. Flushed out right. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. And a short kick, taking it about the 16. And a nifty return there as he's all the way up past the 40-yard line.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Davis. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 11 yards there, first down. Those are the type of runs that we did not see from him in the first half, but a good start to the third quarter.
And I know what everyone's thinking that's watching this. They did a great job adjusting at the half. Oftentimes you don't make adjustments. You just dial into your game plan a little bit better, and maybe they're starting to make some headway.
The tackle made back at his own 49.
Now they'll throw it with Trubisky. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith, and he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. All right, CD, let's have a little fun. Now that we're into October, I'm going to give you some AFC teams. You tell me quickly, contender or pretender. You ready?
Yes, let's do it.
All right, let's start in the East. Buffalo.
Contender for a wild card spot.
Okay, how about the Chargers?
Pretender.
AFC North, the Steelers.
Contender because the AFC North is a jumble.
Okay, and then lastly, let's go to the South, Jacksonville.
Pretender. Houston now in control.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Khalil Mack able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening. Throwing on second and long. Jackson buying time to his left. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, Incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. Hard throw, incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football and now zapped right back in the other direction. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And this will do the job nicely as that'll be out of bounds just inside the 10-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd and 1, Trubisky. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 26. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
No room to be had there on the first down run as he's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Big Eddie Goldman there on the tackle. Ingram again. And he will force his way forward for a yard or two, but I have a good feeling this will be coming back. You need your wide receivers as blockers. Sometimes they get a hold.
The big runs are often a result of what they do on the perimeter. In this case, got caught holding, and this one will come back.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Here's Jackson to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. On 3rd down, Jackson. This is caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Ravens have once again taken the lead. John Harbaugh thought about it, and now his guys are going to go for the 2-point conversion. Jackson. And that is caught for the 2 points. So they make the decision. They want a 3-point lead versus a 2-point lead, and they got it.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, it seems like the exact right thing to do. Put a little pressure on your defense, but the biggest thing now is you're making the other team chase you.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Trubisky. Tyus Bowser showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. On 3rd down, Trubisky. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
Mike is 59. Mike is 59. Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
After the interception, here's Jackson. Got him in. It's Brown. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. They toss to Ingram, pushing through the contact. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
At the 46-yard line.
So now they operate back from their side of the field here, 2nd and long. Now Jackson. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Khalil Mack bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Able to find a seam for 14 yards, but still now facing a 4th down after the scramble.
And they had an extra defensive back on the field on that play, and the coverage was excellent. He tried to pull it down and run for it, but they rallied to him and kept him short of a 1st down.
Yeah, that is incomplete, but there is a flag. And on 4th down, this is a big call. So they decline the penalty. That seems a little odd.
I'm trying to work through it and work with them to figure out why.
Well, someone's got to be confused.
That's what I think. I'm pretty sure that the bench is saying take the penalty, and somehow in the heat of the moment, they thought they were saying decline the penalty, and that's going to work against them. They should have taken it.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Trubisky. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. A 10th carry here for Mark Ingram. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
We play to win. Let's go.
So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Ingram again, a 1st down carry. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. So they come up on 2nd down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. Flush to his right. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And fortunately for him, he's able to get it back, but it will be a loss on the play. He got it stripped, but you can see the panic in his face from up here through the helmet. He was able to dive back on it.
A good bit of fortune for him because oftentimes on a strip sack, when that ball is wrenched out of your grasp, it can go in any different direction. It can go way away from you. In this case, it didn't matter. He was able to get on it.
The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for third down. Jackson to throw. And this will be broken up and incomplete. Now a penalty flag down, and they may be going backward here. So instead of giving them another third down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Bears take over.
At their own 36-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z.
And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith.
And that one, oh, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to come up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They're going to be stopped up on this first down run. He might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 30-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Ingram, and he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
Let's go now. Hey, hold on.
It's 59. Mike to 59.
Here we go, G. Boom, boom. 59.
Throwing now is Jackson. Dancing to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. Here's Sam Cook now as he's on to punt for Baltimore. And he puts a little something extra into this one, by far his best of the night. Here comes Cohen. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.